brake disc, we can use Sprocket, and I'm going to check the bearings. So the first thing to do is to take the rear wheel off, and here's how. The F800GS is very simple. It's got the chain tensioner there, one bolt on this side, no bolt on this side. This axle is different from the one on our two other bikes, so it's a bit weird. Don't forget to take the ABS sensor off, otherwise that might get damaged because it's really close to everything there. To check the chain wear, pull at the back of it and you can see that this isn't the best. There's quite a lot of gap between the rollers and the actual teeth of the sprocket. That's why it needs a new one. I have this pretty awesome Motion Pro tool that goes on like that. However, it doesn't really fit. As you can see there, it needs a little bit of, it leaves a little bit to be desired. So, as I am in the garage, I'm going to use a normal I'll leave it on like that for now. Then I'm going to use this to unscrew the ABS sensor. And because I don't want to lose the screw, I just put it back in there. So now you should be able to just kick that in. You can use a rubber mallet or something. Do not use a metal thingy. Take the adjuster off, put the nut in and everything, keep it to that side, give it a bit of another bash, and then pull the adjuster out on the other side, and now you can push the axle forward and simply just take that off. That's the chain, by the way, if you didn't know, and I didn't. Then lift the wheel up a little bit, give the axle a tug, how it comes. And as we also need a new brake disc, you can actually see and feel that there's a lip on the disc, which meant that it didn't really want to come loose, but that's as easy as it. Everything that comes off the bike, or whatever I'm working on, gets clean. No, I don't work with dirty parts, and basically everything has to be clean. I don't want to have my hands looking like this all the time. So once the rear wheel's off, it's a clean. It's a rule of thumb. I'm going to use Castrol Greentec and just plain normal degreaser. So let's give it a basic clean and then we can take it from there. Curry. So that's it. The wheel and everything else with it is now clean enough to work with. The reason why I showed you this brush is that a good indicator is that if the tools that you're using come out clean, then you're using the right cleaning agent. If dirt sticks to the tool, you're pretty much certain that the dirt sticks to whatever you're cleaning to. So that was cleaning with normal engine degreaser. You can get that at any motor factor, and then Castrol Greentec. Castrol Greentec is quite expensive, but it is really good, so I recommend it, and it's actually a bit environmentally friendly too. So here we have the sprocket carrier. What you saw in the previous clip when I was washing it, that wasn't really enough, so I've washed it a bit more so that we can now handle it without getting completely dirty. Got the gloves on still because there's still dirt on there. So the first thing that we inspect is that this bush here, this sealing bush, is completely worn out. Just look at that. There's no seal here. That's no use. So the next thing I want to check is the actual bearing, and to check that we're going to try to pry out the seal, just gently pry it out, and there it pops out, and this is what we have inside. This looks pretty dire. Right. So some man-sized tissues. Let's actually see what's what in here. Okay, so the good news is that the bearing seems to be okay. Good. This one needs a clean, so I'm going to clean that up, but I'm also going to pop this seal off here. A tooltip when it comes to circuit pliers: buy a decent set. Messing around with bad quality ones is just, you know, life's too short, because this way they come out like that, no problem. Way to clean inside there is just to stick your screwdriver in, push it around. Use a tiny screwdriver to carefully get inside of this bearing seal. Make sure that you do not damage it. Be patient. There we go. So now just lift it out. All you can see, that inside looks quite bad. And again, I think I'll put that aside. And also, the bearing doesn't look very good. So what we're going to do is that we're going to clean it up and put it all back together. Okay, so I cleaned it up a bit, and I should have seen it earlier, but cleaning it up really shows it. When I started cleaning it, this is how the paper started looking like. Yeah, that's brown. What I did was I sprayed some WD-40 in there and I started moving it out, and then once it's actually had freed, we can see that this bearing is completely shot. That's no use. So I need to refit. We need to fit a new one, and luckily I've got some new ones. The cool thing about these bikes is that they have all the same bearings, so even in the front wheel, all the same. Before we start to reassemble anything, let's just make sure that we've got what it takes. First of all, right there on this bearing it says what it is. Make sure that the bearing got out, and double check the actual bearing itself. Yeah, so we have a bearing, we have a seal. By the looks of it, yes, we have a seal. Now, just a bit of comparison there. Hope you can see that. The difference in a worn seal and a new seal. This one here has got a little bit of a lip there, the edge. This one has got two big lips. You can see that compared to that. So we have bearing, we have seal. So the next thing to do is to actually check that the bearing that we have has got grease in it. So here we go with our super duper little tool again. Come on, there we go, come on. There we go. Right. And as you can see, this bearing is pretty good. It does actually have grease in it. I'm gonna be a bit anal and put some more grease in, just because I can. And I've got it open. You should not pack it full. The grease needs to expand and contract, but I think that's about as far as I'm going to go with this one, because this one is one of the best looking bearings that I've seen in a very long time. So then carefully push that back in there. Make sure it's all nice and tight. Give it a whirl. Check that the seal is actually seated in the groove, and check both sides. Make sure that it moves just fine. So on the side there's some text. Make sure that that's to the outside. And the tip is that when you remove a bearing from whatever it is that you have, save that bearing and grind down the edges a little bit. So now you have a perfect drift that will go in there, and then you can use a socket on top of that, and you can turn the socket round if you want, and by using a longer arm you get a more stable punching area, but these are obviously not made to be punched on, so be a bit careful, use some common sense, you should be fine. Alright, so let's heat it up. Don't forget that. Take it a bit, and the circlip we cleaned earlier. Make sure it sits in there properly. Next thing to do is to change the sprocket. For that we'll need two suitable spanners, one for the front, one for the back. We'll need torque wrench set to 10 Newton meters. We'll put on some new bolts and obviously a new sprocket. So this is the easy bit. See, even if I thought I cleaned it well, there's still dirt coming off everywhere, so can't clean it too well, can you? But the reason for cleaning it is because I can work with my bare hands now instead of having to wear gloves all the time. And we've got the same 13mm heads. some thread lock. Sadly, can't get the spanner on there, so I have to use the open end point. That's not done. New bearing, new seal, new sprocket. Sadly, I do not have one of these yet, so I'm going to put this back in for now and order a new one, and before the spike is done I hope to have replaced that, because that is not acceptable. Not even with the new seal. That does actually hold it there, but this face will eat up that rubber in no time. So almost good. One more thing, get one of these pens that have got paint on it and dab the bolts. It's not super permanent, but at least we now know whether the sprockets are gonna come loose in the next few miles.